everyone, today we are introducing our Joget AI Agent Builder. You can download and install it manually from our Joget marketplace, or you can also install it directly from the app composer in DX9 by clicking on this link and search for agent. Since I already have it installed, it's appearing under the installed section. Once you have installed it, you can find a new AI Agent Builder section under your app composer. We are going to go through a simple agent that we have built to demonstrate its capabilities. So this news agent is going to gather news from various sources and save them into the local database. So like any other builders, it has a drag and drop interface for you to start building your builder. In the first section, you start defining your agent by configuring the LLM service that you want it to use. On the left palette, you can see there are a few options: Anthropic, Gemini, any OpenAI compatible APIs, and also OpenRouter. In this example, we're just going to use OpenAPI with the GPT-4o model. And then there's a simple text prompt that acts as the system prompt to give instructions to this agent what you want it to do. So in this case, we are instructing it to be a news blogger that will go and gather and summarize news entries. So after that, you can see there are a few sections. These are the tasks that you want the agent to do. So it executes from left to right sequentially. So in the first task, we want the agent to gather news from various sources. So there's a simple text prompt as well that acts as a user prompt, that we are giving it instruction to gather a maximum of 10 news entries and also some important notes to take note of when calling the JSON API. On the bottom section, you can see two tools. The first one is JSON API. You just configure it to connect to a news API site based on a search term. Then there's another tool that connects to the Google Web Search API. So it's entirely up to the LLM to decide which tool to call. In the next task, we want the agent to check the result from the previous task against the local database and check whether the news entries exist or not. Right, so we have a simple text prompt as well to give the instruction, and then we also have another prompt that is supplying the LLM with the list data. So this is a data list that we have built in the app composer that will list out all the existing news entries, so that the LLM will be aware of the existing entries and check against the latest result. In the next step, we are asking the LLM to convert the result from the previous task again into actual SQL insert statements. Again, there's a simple text prompt that gives the instructions, and there's also another prompt that will supply the LLM with our form data table schema, so that you're aware of what tables and what column names to use when it's converting into SQL statements. And in the final task, we are asking the LLM to get the SQL statements from the previous step and execute them one by one into the database. So over here, we also supply it with the database query tool that it can use to execute the statement. And then finally, we have an enhancer that will extract the final result from the LLM final response. So let's see how it works. So over here, you can click on the preview tab to test run. So there's an input variable called query. So for example, I just want it to gather news regarding AI. So I can click on run agent, and then it will start running in the background. So at this point, you can actually switch to the monitor, the system log monitoring inside Joget. So you can see it's actually start performing the different tasks. And then now it's reaching to the task where it's converting to SQL, and now it is trying to process the task to execute and save all these SQL statements into the database. Right, you can see now the entire flow has completed. if you go back to the preview tab again, all SQL statements executed successfully and the total rows inserted are 3. Right, this is how you build and test run AI Agent Builder. So stay tuned for more upcoming webinars for a deep dive session into AI Agent Builder. Thank you.